All right, so I saw Wonder Woman yesterday, and I wanted to give it over the night so I could digest it a little bit. Um, I wanted to see some reviews so I could see what everybody's feelings on this movie was. Mostly praise. I think most people are just praising it for everything. I agree with them slightly. I think it's a really good film. Uh, I was just grinning ear to ear the whole film. I just loved it. I loved the new DC intro. That was so epic. And Green Lantern. Oh my God, the Green Lantern. Oh, my favorite part of that intro. But yeah, the showing of the history of the Amazons, that through their animated thing. I mean, I think that was leaked before that we were gonna get something like that, but it looked good. Oh, it was so good. God, it looked good. And did I call it? Did I fucking call it? I think like four of you probably realize that I totally called the twist, right? With Ares. I knew that General Ludendorff was not Ares. I knew it the second he said, "What are you?" to Wonder Woman. I'm like, this ain't Ares. Ares would know what an Amazon is, right? So I knew it. I knew it. And there was a leaked thing like 6 months ago that Thulis was going to be playing Ares. It was like a rumor, and it got debunked. But I guess it wasn't debunked. I guess it was a true rumor because he was Ares by the end of the film. It was just a great film overall. I fucking love the twist and the end. Because, you know, even though I saw it coming, I was on the edge of my seat the whole film waiting for it to happen. And honestly, I was watching the film and I was like, if this twist doesn't happen the way I hope it happens, I'm not gonna like this film. I'm not gonna if General Ludendorff turns out to be Ares, I'm not gonna like this film. This is not gonna be a good ending. And it turned out he wasn't Ares. And it was good. And it was good. God, so good. Um, Watching a bunch of reviewers. I think Film Gob, if you ever heard of him, he has a cool channel, but he seems really melancholy about it. Like he doesn't think it's the greatest superhero film ever. He doesn't think it's the worst one, but I mean, he's just one of those guys that when everybody's saying one thing, he's going to go the opposite way, and you can respect that, you know. What do you want, dog? And yeah, but I think he's just being a little hard on it. I mean, I hate when everybody says something's good, and it turns out to be good. Then it's just like, fuck it. Now I gotta agree with a fucking 100 million morons, right? But, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it. It's a really good film. I like it a lot. Out of all the DC films, if I was to make my list, I'd probably go Suicide Squad, Man of Steel, Wonder Woman, BVS. And I think Man of Steel and Wonder Woman go back and forth. I just think they go back and forth because they're origin films, right? So they're almost like the same thing. And I love that ending in Man of Steel a lot, and I love the ending in Wonder Woman a lot. And Chris Pine is just great in this film. He's so good. I can't believe it. But it makes me like regret that he wasn't Hal Jordan, because he nails Steve Trevor so much, so much. It's unreal. The Amazons and Themyscira, they were all fucking great. Oh, Robin Wright, oh, she was great, and she dies. Oh my gosh, she dies. I mean, like, I wasn't expecting to get a little teary eyed when she died because we didn't really know her that well, but I was like a little choked up right there. And there was a few times in this movie where I got choked up. I never cried though, because I'm a man. Right. But I wanted to cry. There was a couple times I wanted to cry. Steve Trevor dying, that was one I wanted to cry at. I was like, wow, they nailed it. Because, I mean, you would have to be pretty naive to walk into this film and not expect Steve Trevor to die. I mean, the movie takes place 100 years ago, right? So either he's going to die of old age or he's going to die in some epic battle in the end, right? And that's what happened. He died in the epic battle in the end. and all the side characters, the sniper dude, the fucking Indian guy, the French guy. I liked all the characters. I feel like this is one of the problems with the film. This was one of the flaws with the film, that we didn't get enough time with each of those characters to really get attached to them, you know? I feel like they just came into the movie and, they were all, you were already supposed to like kind of already know them, kind of, but you didn't know any of them. So I feel like they should have did a little bit more time establishing them. This movie's 2 hours and 20 minutes long. Does that remind you of anything? It should, because Man of Steel was 2 hours and 20 minutes long, right? And Zack Snyder said he had a 3 hour cut of Man of Steel. So the studio made him cut that film. They made him cut VBS. Suicide Squad was cut down. I guarantee Wonder Woman was cut down. I guarantee there's deleted scenes in this movie. I guarantee the original cut was probably 2.5 hours, and they cut it down 10 minutes. I guarantee it. And I guarantee that 10 minutes was dedicated to building up these tag-along characters. Probably. Like, if I was to guess, right? A guaranteed guess. But I feel like that was probably the direction the film. I mean, the core of the film stayed the same though. Like they might cut some stuff out of the film, but the core of the film was probably the same, and that's great. My theater sucked. My theater, oh god, it was shit. We had people talking throughout the whole fucking movie. God damn, just shut the fuck up if you're in a theater. Nothing I hate more. People weren't paying attention. Somebody was taking pictures of the screen. Like I could see the flash from their camera. It was ridiculous. I almost got up several times, but I couldn't get up because the movie. I was just too into the movie to move. So I'm gonna rewatch it a bunch of times, and I'll probably talk more and more about it. This is just a taste of you know what I have to say about it because I'm probably gonna be talking nonstop about this film until Justice League comes out and all the details and Wonder Woman. Oh, my favorite line though in the whole film was the ice cream line. That you should be very proud of yourself. Oh my god, man! I probably laughed the loudest in the theater. I was probably the only one laughing. I probably looked like a maniac. I was like, oh my god! I was like, I was jumping in my chair because that was straight out of New 52. Um, it's straight out of that animated film, Justice League War. She has the same exact line in the film when she gets some ice cream from an ice cream guy, and she points her sword at him. She's like, "You should be very proud." So that really got me. That was some fan service they did, and I really appreciate it. Oh, God, it was so good. I think a lot of people might have found that line amusing, but I think comic book fans and fans of the animated stuff, they liked it and appreciated it on a whole nother level. And I'm just happy this movie exists. I'm happy it's out. Patty Jenkins did a great job. And it's not because she's a fucking woman. She did a great job because she's a great fucking director. It has nothing to do with her vagina, okay? It's nothing to do with that. She's just a great director. I wish people would just fucking stop about race and sex. I mean, if you're good at something, you're good at something. It doesn't matter what the fuck you are. And once again, you got to praise Zack Snyder for coming up with the story, for help writing the script, for being an executive producer, and having a hand in the action sequences. Clearly, he had a hand. Look at that final battle. You're telling me Zack Snyder had nothing to do with that? If you look at the credits, the second unit director is the same second unit director on BVS and Man of Steel. So, there you go. There is something connecting all these films, and it's the action. That's what's going to be connecting this universe, is how the action is portrayed, really. And the look of the films. It matches. It matches Man of Steel and BBS. So that's great. Oh, I just had a lot of fun in this film. I had a lot of fun. I still don't think it's better than BBS. Honestly, I feel like this film just makes BBS way better. Because now, when you see Wonder Woman and Batman versus Superman, there's weight to it. Because you've seen a whole origin movie with her, so now there's weight, you know? Now it's like, oh shit, Wonder Woman's here. And like we can understand why she's acting the way she is. But yeah, this film is great. This film's great. And oh, it's gonna be annoying. It is gonna be real annoying this whole year when all people are saying Is that Wonder Woman's the greatest DCEU film. It's the best one. Oh, look at the Rotten Tomatoes score. Look at it. Fucking idiots. God, people's opinions aren't worth shit, you know. They don't know what they're talking about half the time anyway. Um, this film is great, and the woman empowerment stuff was great too. Like it wasn't beating you over the head with it. It was just the right amount, and like it was subtle. It was subtle. Like Steve Trevor would say, "Stay here," or like, do this or do that, and she would do the opposite, or she would just like he would tell her stay here, and she would just be gone. Like she would just listen to him, and that's great. It's subtle. She wasn't like saying like she wasn't yelling at him or something like, "No, I'm a woman, and you're never gonna tell me what to do." Like it wasn't that fucking ridiculous over the top shit, you know. And when oh, it was, and some of these parts were kind of frustrating because like she was like, "I killed Ares, it should be over," and he's just like, "Yeah, Ares might not exist." He's like yelling at her and stuff, and she's just not. She doesn't want to listen to him because she thinks like there's nothing he could say that could prove her wrong, and she's like stuck in her ways almost. And he's just trying to like break through to her a little bit, like, "We need you right now. You need to snap out of it." She's not listening to him. I don't know. And the "I love you" at the end. That's like blur. That's like muted out, and then they come back to it later. That was genius. That was genius. It was so simple. I can't wait to rewatch this movie and play that part back again and catch every line because there were some lines I even missed right there when they were replaying it. I even missed some of the lines right there, but the "I love you" right there, my God, great, greatness. And what makes Wonder Woman the most powerful she could possibly be? Losing her love, losing the love of a man, right? How's that for like some female empowerment, right? Like they make a joke early in the film that men are a necessity to reproduce, but they're not a necessity for pleasure. That's completely true, right? All you need is your tongue, baby. You know what I'm saying? But in the end, like, I mean, she needs a love of a man and to to find out what true love is, to find out what love feels like. She needs it from a man. So, that's great. That's great. The love brings the two sexes together. Love brings the world together. It's a great message in the end of the film. Love conquers all. That's essentially the message in the end. And she has her Matrix moment where she stops all of Ares shit. Ares looked just like the comics. He was his metal armor wasn't like blue, but and it wasn't like sleek, but it looked like it was shaped like his armor, and his helmet was the same. I was worried his helmet was gonna be different, just for like the sake of just making shit different, but it looked just like his helmet, and I was like, oh my God, this is. I was nerding the fuck out when I saw him. I saw my brother. He knows nothing about comics, nothing about his characters. He didn't even see Batman vs Superman, so he has no idea who Wonder Woman is or anything. And he was shocked by the twist with Ares and stuff. I saw a comment about it. He was shocked, and so that's great. I mean, that's great. They're able to shock people these days. And he loved the film. He almost cried twice. And I remember walking in, and he said before, he's like, "I might fall asleep during this. I'm tired." And he had his eyes wide open the whole time. He couldn't stop looking at the screen. He was laughing where he was supposed to laugh. He was crying where he was supposed to cry. It was a great film. Can't wait to rewatch it. I'm gonna go to the theaters and rewatch it over and over. When I get back to Florida, every day, I'm gonna use all my gift card money. I'm gonna rewatch this film until it leaves theaters, and then I'm gonna buy the Blu-ray Steelbook. What's up? So good, so good. But I mean, it's still annoying that people take this opportunity to criticize Batman versus Superman and Zack Snyder for some reason. That's all I hear though in these reviews is people talking about, well, after those debacles, now we have a good film. Like that kind of shit. Like I don't understand it, and I don't want to understand it. It's fucking stupid. How people cannot accept that some people genuinely love Batman vs Superman and understand all the metaphors and deeper meanings of the film. Like, watch this. There's this YouTuber called Samuel Otten or something like that. He literally breaks down every scene of Batman vs Superman. Like an hour. He spends an hour talking about every single scene of the movie. Like, that's crazy amount of detail. That's crazy amount of work this man puts in to talking about this movie, and he's dead on about it. And he actually had an interview. He actually got an interview with the cinematographer from Man of Steel, and he was saying the cinematographer was telling this guy that he was right on. Like they don't make these movies like just for the hell of it. They're gonna have purposes for everything they do. There's a meaning, there's a reason for everything they do in these films. And like it was like validation from like people who are actually making the film. I mean, that's pretty crazy. I might link that interview below, but it's pretty crazy to see somebody from, you know, the inside saying that, yeah, you're right. Zack Snyder has all this on his mind when he's making these films. All of the people at DC and Warner Brothers, you know, they're trying to make films that will stand the test of time, really. Something that I don't feel like other superhero films will be. Like X-Men 1, do you really think anyone's going to rewatch that like 20 years from now? I feel like it'll be forgotten soon. I mean, I don't even know when the last time I watched that film, right? But, you know, I love I love Gal Gadot. She nailed it. I didn't have any question about her ability to play Wonder Woman because of BVS. You know, I saw her in BVS and she acted just like how Wonder Woman should act when she's first introduced to the Justice League and the other characters. You know, like that's how she acts. She's like kind of like, you know, cynical almost. Like she is kind of giving up on love a little bit when she first joins the Justice League, and it's in joining Batman and Superman and the rest of the Justice League that she rediscovers, you know, that you know her capacity for love and how to love again, really, love people and save people. Can't wait for the Blu-ray special features, all that commentary. They never put commentary tracks on these movies. It really frustrates me. You know, I like watching and listening to that shit. They better have deleted scenes and commentary. That's the only thing I want on these Blu-rays. That's the only thing. But now Justice League, you can get hyped for Wonder Woman and Justice League now. That's great. The Bruce Wayne giving her the photo at the beginning of the film, that was genius. That was genius. And we were already told beforehand that that was going to be the setup of the film, and that was going to bookend the film was the picture. But so now when you see it in Batman versus Superman on the laptop, it's even more important now. I was a little disappointed we didn't see Lex Luthor or anything, or any like reference to like where they got the photo from. He just like I found here's your photo. You know, I found the original copy. I mean, I wish we had something to do with Lex. God, this film's good. God, this film's good. It's really good. It's really good. But then again, I feel like Batman vs Superman and Man of Steel are also very, very good films. Like they are like extraordinarily good, and Wonder Woman matches them almost. You know, it's living up to the standard that you know I have, and for many people, it's exceeded the standard. Because to them, Man of Steel and BVS wasn't great for some reason. Because you know they're not attached to the characters. They don't read the comic books. They don't really know the deeper level of these characters. They just know Batman doesn't kill. Superman stands for truth and justice in the American way. Some bullshit like that. You know, only shit that people that don't read comic books. That's the thing. That's what they think these characters stand for. It's not. It's not what they stand for. But now we have a great Wonder Woman origin movie, first one in history, and it perfectly explains Wonder Woman and her and how she could be a warrior for love and shit. Thank you, Zack Snyder. Thank you, Patty Jenkins. You guys are great. I hope Patty Jenkins gets a Wonder Woman sequel. She probably will, for sure. The Wonder Woman sequel better have Cheetah in it, just like Kevin Smith said. Better have fucking Cheetah in it. I swear to God. If it does not have Cheetah in it, I'm gonna be pissed the fuck off. But get Patty Jenkins to work on some other films. You know, I wonder what she could do with the. I wonder what she could do with a Supergirl film. You know, or a you know a Star Sapphire film maybe. Oh man, I'm probably the only person in the world that wants to see, separate films for every lantern of the Lantern Corps. I'm probably the only person that wants that, but I think any female-led movie she could probably nail, and I feel like any male-led movie she could probably nail because she's a great director. She could probably nail Man of Steel 2. She could probably nail Shazam. There you go. There you go. I think we just found our director for the Shazam film. Captain Marvel film, I mean. Not Shazam. It's Captain Marvel. The real Captain Marvel. I think we just found our director. And she's Patty Jenkins. Because, I mean, if you're going to think of any superhero with a light tone, it's fucking Captain Marvel. Shazam, That's the superhero that has the light tone. He's a kid, That's the kind of stuff that she could nail. They need to get her on. Well, DC, they need to get her on another film other than Wonder Woman 2. I mean, that's just an obvious one. So get her on something else. Get her working on something else. Wow. And thank God Michelle MacLaren did not direct this film. Thank God. I think her original idea for the film was to have like a giant cat thing, like a giant lion sidekick for Wonder Woman. It was stupid. It's fucking stupid. But anyway, yeah. I love the film. I love the film. I don't know how many more times I can say it. Only seen it once. I'll see it many more times. Let me know what you think of it. Did you like it as much as me? I think most people did. And that's not a problem. If you like it, that's great. It's a great thing. If you hate it, that's not a problem either. I can understand how somebody might be like film gob. They might be like a melancholy about it. They might be like, here's a film that everybody's praising, right? I hate that too. But for me, it just works for me right now. I just like it a lot. And I don't need critics to tell me it's right. I know it's right. I know this film's good. I don't need other people to fucking tell me that. I knew it the second I saw it. The second that twist happened, I'm like, this is a fucking good fucking movie. And the town getting gassed, that was another great part. That was another great part that almost made me cry. The town getting gassed. If only we spent more time in the town. If we spent a little bit more time in that town, I probably would have cried a little bit more. Or I would have cried, I would have shed a few tears. But it was just such a short time you were in that town. You didn't really get to know anybody else in the town. So, I mean, there's very few flaws with this film. But other than that, damn near perfect film. Damn near perfect. Kind of like BVS and Man of Steel. Damn near perfect. Anyway, yeah. Let me know what you thought. That's it for now. I probably won't make another video until I get back to Florida. Watch Wonder Woman a few more times and whatnot. I just found some time to record right now, so that's what I'm doing. Yeah. I'll see you later. Go see Wonder Woman if you haven't. Go see it many more times. As many times as you can. It needs the money. It can make 100 million. It can do it. It could break it. We'll see. We'll see. Bye-bye for now.